Hello, Just for Fun podcast watchers. This episode is about something big that I'm going to be doing very shortly. I am going to be, this year, returning back to college. I'm really eager about this. I'm really excited, and I've been really focused on that. For me, the big thing that was kind of missing for me was, what do I do after college? When I first went to college, I did 2 years studying film, and that was a fun experience. I got to hang out with cool people and do projects with them, and I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. But now I'm getting older and stuff like that, and for me, film is it's been a side project, a fun side project that I do and I upload for this channel and also for other channels on YouTube. I really feel like it's a fun activity, a good way to be creative and keep busy, but it's not really something that is necessarily fulfilling, in the sense of a full-time career. I've kind of had it tough trying to get myself a solid job after going through film school, basically. I've basically kind of ended up being a cleaner, and that's cool for people who do it, and there's an independence to it in some ways, but anymore, I just am growing out of it, and I want to try to get myself another skill so that I can move past it into a field where I'm doing something else very different and not really thinking about cleaning toilets or being a cleaner in general. I've been one for almost, at this point, probably, with all the jobs I've had, almost 5 years. 5 years doing this kind of thing. And what I feel about it is, I've also been focused on losing weight, and I've gone as recently a couple weigh-ins ago, which was 2 days ago. I was 326 pounds. So I've been progressively losing weight too, and that is my goal, because I want to get down to a reasonable weight and look decent. And I've had a little bit of fallbacks with that aspect, but I've been keeping more on track than I've ever done before. But I don't want to keep making any fallbacks. I've made some poor decisions over 2 days, and I want to stop that right here, right now. I'm going to be readjusting and continuing to lose the weight. So, as far as weight loss goes, I've been continuing on with that. But this episode is mostly about college and my return to it and how I feel about it and what I'm going to be studying and stuff like that. That's what this episode's just about. And it's not going to be a long episode. It's just mostly me talking into a camera and going, hey, yeah, this. So, basically, for a good while now, I have been kind of in a position where I really want to try to change what I'm doing. And I talked seriously with my folks about, hey, I want to go back to college. And I'm going to try to get assistance with trying to do that, funding, that kind of thing. Try to apply for a grant kind of deal so that I can go off to college and have a good portion of it covered in a way that I don't have to pay back, a loan kind of way. I'm not chasing the loan aspect. What I'm trying to do is get a grant so I can use it towards my education and go from there. So my main goal is for the upcoming week and whatnot coming up as I'm recording this episode to be focused on getting that form filled out, and it shouldn't take too long. how much more in a day to try to get that situated. And then I'm going to, on the 15th, I'm going to visit the campus. You know, I already got a chance to explore the campus, get a tour of, because it's a nice local community college. But this one's going to it's going to be on Saturday. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to, since I recently got accepted, I'm going to try to get some information on things that I need to get information on. I'm going to make like some questions out about cost and stuff like that. And hopefully that the grant gets its way rolling through. And also about the time frame when I start. I think of the main questions I'm going to ask. Because I kind of forgot what I signed up for exactly. I think it starts around September. This is the semester I started for. But I just want to verify that it's not any sooner than that. Yeah, I'll be making notes and yeah. Because I'm going to try to get myself in the mindset for school again. But the main reason why I'm doing this schooling is I'm going to be studying something very different. And I didn't even probably bring it up yet in this podcast. I'm going to be a counselor. I'm going to try to study to be a counselor. I really want to try to do something very different, gain a different skill. And counseling, I think, is a good way to help people and be useful and do something very different. I like videography and stuff like that, and I studied it a lot in school, and I have a fondness for it, even now as I'm like recording this podcast episode. But I just feel like I'm going to go a different path, try to do an adjustment to better myself. And that's what this is really about, is just trying to adjust the scenario I'm in where I'm kind of stuck in one position and I want to try to move myself up to another, you know? And I'm eager. I'm very eager. It's very nerve-wracking to get myself back into a mindset that I haven't had to be in for 5 years. You know, I haven't had to think about getting textbooks around, having to prepare for anything for like a long time. I really haven't. But now I have to. I have to start thinking like that. So that's where my mind kind of goes right now. It's this weird change up. But I know how I felt when I got accepted into the college, and I like that feeling. You know, I was amazed. I was like, wow, this community college that has a good acceptance rate. It's not like I was trying for Harvard, but at the same time, it's awesome to find that you're accepted into something. You know, my hope is that I can get myself set up in a way that I can work at night and then in the morning be able to, you know, focus on the education. It might be a tiring setup, but you know, I'm eager. And I work hard in school. I've worked hard to, you know, I was never good at math, so if I have math classes, it'll probably be brought down grade-wise, but for the most part, I'm an okay student. And over time, I've got myself decent. I'm not sure what the education system's kind of like nowadays, because I feel like it's been a good while and there's been adjustments in the way that people do education, and especially after COVID period of time, what that's been like, how education's kind of changed in a way that is virtual too, very much virtual, more virtual than when I was last in school. So it's going to be a bit of an adjustment. You know, even though I do have, you know, memories of a more recent period, I just feel like ever since we've gone through the COVID era and we've gone through like some different things in society with advancements, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of changes with the way education is. And I kind of feel like, wow, you know, just kind of like, wow. But I'm really eager. It's something I'm excited about. Yeah, that's why I was recording this video today, is because I wanted to just kind of talk about the counseling thing and I also kind of want to talk about, just for a moment before I end this podcast episode that I recorded here, it's mostly about like my experiences where I feel like I've kind of been doing counseling, even though I'm still learning about it and stuff. Like, in life, I feel like I'm the kind of person that people kind of go to who they want to talk to me about stuff in their life, and I've always kind of been the guy, the medium ground, you know. Like, for example, like where I work and stuff, there's just two people I work with who've, you know, kind of used me as like a medium ground for frustrations and talking to me about stuff, and, you know, I feel like I've done that. And I remember, like, when I was in elementary school, that there was a period of time where I kind of went off the script, but I was like a peer mediator. And I think that's kind of like counseling a little bit, but it's like I had a script though to follow, and I had to get these kids to agree to get along and shake hands. So that was something I did back in like elementary school, which is an interesting experience. Those are two situations where I feel like maybe that might have been under the category of counseling. I'm really just eager to take this new direction in my life. I mean, I haven't been this excited for something in a while, you know? It's been a while since I've been like really excited for something, but this is something I wanted to talk about and just bring up, and I'm very grateful that you all listened to me today, and I hope you like this episode. It's not super long. It's a short podcast episode, if anything. But the next ones will be not this, you know. I've got one coming up that'll be on my Gettysburg trip. I'll talk about that one in an upcoming one. I think I'd like to do that for this channel, and there'll be footage and everything else going into that trip. Probably, I think it'll be this season of the podcast. I do 10 episodes a season. This is episode 7, so 8, 9, 10. I think episode 8 or 9 might be the one where I will go over Gettysburg, and me and my friend will probably cover out number 8 and number 10 of the podcast, so that I can finish up this podcast this year. I really want to try to finish up this season of this podcast, because I've been really busy with other stuff, and recording this podcast is it's a fun activity. So stay tuned for those episodes, but they will be coming around. We'll probably do a bit more of also like for those kind of episodes of when me and my friend will probably be doing more of this card game. Do you think you know me? We've been having fun with that. Also, there's one where I think we might discuss the Mario movie dressed up in Mario characters. I'd like to do that. I don't know if we'll do the full outfit or just the hats, but yeah, that'll be a podcast episode, actually. I'd like to get the mics back out here at some point to try to bring even more clear audio, but recently I've been having battery issues, and I want to try to figure out how to best record without draining all the batteries within 10 minutes. I've been having that issue more recently, where when I first started this podcast series on this channel, I could record a podcast on 2 batteries for 30 minutes to almost an hour. And now, for some reason, when I record, it goes for about 10 minutes at best. Same 2 batteries, same setup. Does not go 30 to 40 minutes. And that pisses me off, something fierce. So I'm trying to figure out a better way to get the audio again. That'll be coming up. I don't know if it'll be this season of the podcast, but I'll be trying to fix that so that I can have even more crystal clear audio like we used to have. but more recently I haven't really had time to do looking into that and setting that up. But next season, yeah. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day. See ya.